Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 55 of our Top 5 PvP Battle Series. If you guys are interested in sending in your own clips for the series, you can send them to KristoferESO at hotmail.com. And for our first fight this week, we have got Icy Panda showing us the big Necro smash on the Magica Necromancer, just picking off a beautiful kill on one of the yellow players there right off the bat, and he quickly kites his way back behind the rocks here, taking a lot of pressure from the yellow players there, and he's just going to keep rotating his heals and buffs here, purging off those negative effects. And he just continues to kite the group out, doing his second loop around the rocks here, purging off those undodgeable, unblockable dots. We can see the soul traps being spammed on him, and a DK gets a pull on him there. Icy just right away dropping down the side, keeping his defenses up, continuing to purge off those negative effects. Look how often he's spamming the purge as he does this kite here. Really, really great stuff, especially in the Scalebreaker patch, just to deal with all that incoming damage over time. And there he dots up the player. He sets down the blast bones into the Necro smash. One player down, the second player down, and Icy taking two beautiful kills there. He's just going to reset his buffs again and set the combo on the next guy here. He sets the blast bones down. He's got the weakness to elements as well, and there's a huge damage on that Dragon Knight. He doesn't expect the burst. The DK goes down, and Icy's cleaned up that half of the group. He heads back up the rocks here to find the other half fighting his friendly player Karno, who has now come and joined the fight, and Icy quickly setting a huge combo off on that guy there, getting a nice poke with his Destro staff, and he's going to stop this guy from rezzing with the interrupt there, set down the weakness to elements as well, and this guy decides to sprint out, and Icy goes for the chase. This enemy Nightblade almost getting taken out by Karno. Karno just cleaning up the last bit of these yellow players here, and Icy just helping with the poke. He's going to come back around the edge. See this guy, the enemy Necromancer, I believe, went for the res ult there because both those players got up very, very fast, and Icy's going to set his ult down. A lot of damage from Karno as well. There's the poke to finish that guy off, and it's just the Nightblade. What a beautiful Magica Necromancer burst build. Just great play from Icy. Fantastic stuff. And for our next fight, we have got Adam Ladd on the Magica Sorcerer, and right off the bat, he drops the poor yellow player with that nasty meteor combo, and the yellow come pouring out of the gate here. Adam just stands in front of them, waiting for them to engage here. He goes to the bottom of the tunnel, and one player drops down. He goes into stealth. Adam goes for the streak to pull him out of stealth, sets the curse down on this guy, and Adam sets the execute into the fire staff poke. And down he goes. More yellow players dropping down to engage with him here. He takes the stun from the Templar, quickly just resetting his shields here, and he just kites back behind to the other side of the tunnel here, and he's just going to stay kind of concealed in the tunnel while he fights these guys. Just gets a good stun there with the streak, resetting his shields again, and just trying to get the pressure on one of these guys here. There he starts to set his combo. The curse is on this guy. There's the execute. Very clean stuff. Before the meteor even comes down, that guy goes down. The enemy Templar, he goes into his bat swarm, and Adam's gonna have to respond with some good shield work of his own. The Templar staying on top of Adam with the jabs here. We've got two other players engaging. The Nightblade throwing some arrows there. Adam goes for the streak back into the tunnel, getting that LOS just from players on the outside, and the Templar jumping back on top. The Nightblade out of stealth, huge damage. Adam's just pounding his shields here. He goes into his resto ult, and now's his chance to turn around for some damage here. He sets down the crystal frags. There we see the stun off the streak. The next frag into the execute. Such a clean kill, and he sets the combo right away on the Templar here, just setting the curse down. The enemy Templar way too aggressive, doesn't keep his defense up, and Adam brings him down as well. The enemy Nightblade did get rezzed, and Adam's just going to go for a great streak, getting good AoE pressure there, stopping this guy from rezzing as well as he almost finishes off one of the enemy Nightblades, and Adam's just going to have to reset his shields, go for more pressure on top of the stack here. He did actually finish off one of those Nightblades with that combo there, and the low-level Necromancer going into the health ultimate, just being trolly as can be. And Adam just puts the damage into him, eventually working him down, and the rest of the enemies either ran off, and the last Nightblade that engages, he runs away too. Nice stuff. Now, for our next fight, we've got Strepsels on the Magica Dragon Knight, and he's outside of of Ash here, and he's got an enemy camp, and he's just putting the work into this blue Sorc here. The enemy Sorc responding with the meteor, but strepsels blocking the meteor into his own counter leap. Beautiful stuff to bring the Sorc down as the other blue players begin to engage on top of him. He's got 4 players now, putting huge damage into this player here, bringing the Nightblade out of stealth with the AoE to finish him off, and strepsels doing beautiful work with the block gameplay there, coming back up to full health, and just setting the combo down to bring another blue player, just stopping this guy from rezzing and dotting him up as well. Strepsels just being so proactive with his work here, and the enemy Sorc just can't take the pressure. He's trying to out-shield it. Strepsels just keeping the damage on, keeping the dots going on these guys, and just continuing to apply pressure here. The enemy Templar at the right here trying to go for the res. Strepsels tries to get the bash there. Unfortunately, the Templar res speed really fast. He's got to be wearing one of those speedy res sets. And strepsels just keeps up the pressure here. He just resets his buffs, goes back around the logs, and gets right back on top of these guys. Really nice cancel on the bash there, just giving that guy a little flick while maintaining the offensive combo on the other target. Absolutely beautiful stuff. And strepsels now finishing one of the blue players off, going for more pressure on top of this Sorc here. That enemy Templar being so annoying, getting another res there. Strepsels just putting the AoE down. This enemy Nightblade doesn't have the resource to survive after that res. This enemy Sorc almost getting the res there, but he doesn't stick to it, knowing that strepsels is going to punish him, and oh my gosh, he should have known better than that. Trying to go for the res again. Strepsels just punishing him with the bash and going to go for the resto heavy there. Get a little bit of Magica back. He's got his ultimate coming up as well. The enemy sorcerer letting his hit points get low. Strepsels with the big leap to finish him off. And now he's got 2 players here. This guy trying to get the res as well. And oh my gosh, dude. He actually got that res. That res speed is so not fair. Strepsels just getting the combo off on the res player there to quickly bring him down again. And now it's time to bring this Templar down. She's the last one left. She's actually fairly low on HP here. Just not proactively healing herself. Strepsels just going to kill her through the mist. And yeah, if that's not enough, he's going to head back towards the keep now. He's got some work to do. The first blue player here just picking up his siege. Strepsels going for the pressure on top of him, getting stunned by the other players there, but finishing off the first player there as another friendly player jumps into the fight here, and Strepsels is going to dot up the werewolf there, go into the leap, finish him off as well. The Nightblade stunning him again here. Strepsels just keeping his buffs up, is going to move towards the Nightblade and throw the dots down. He gets stunned again by the draining shot, but there's only a few players left on the front door here. Blue player have lost their entire group in this push. Strepsels kind of just wiped this whole group. Now he's going to jump on top of these guys with the leap, go for the dot up again, and these blue players desperately trying to stun him and stop him from wreaking havoc here. The enemy Nightblade not healing up properly. She should have gone for maybe a cloak into a heal, a little bit more defensive instead of jumping on top of Strepsels there. But man, this guy's unstoppable. He just shreds through those guys, finishing them off on the front door. The friendly player just holding the outer door there, and Strepsels is going to push out himself while the other guy goes for the repair, quickly finishing this guy off with a savage combo there off the leap, and back on top of this trolley Templar, rezzing everybody. Oh my gosh, she got a camp or something. She's back up. There's a ton of blue players engaging in the fight here, and Strepsels is going to just set the heals down. He tries to use the door, and he can't make it. He decides, okay, I'm not even going to bother sticking to this, and I love what he does here, just from a tactical standpoint. He doesn't give up. Instead, he continues to kite these guys out and fight his way back. None of these blue players are manning any siege, so the friendly player has all this time to repair the door, and Strepsels just man mode tanking these guys out to his last breath. He's just holding on. He's got absolutely nothing in the tank for this entire fight. He's almost got the next ultimate up. Oh my gosh, ridiculousness. Good stuff. And for our next fight, we have got Akinos on the Magica Templar, and he's just hanging out outside this keep here, and there is a few blue players jumping on top of him because he's burning their camp. I mean, what do you expect, Akeno? So he right away goes into his mist form here, taking a lot of CC from them, just going to quickly heal with the Honor of the Dead and set down his buffs here, set down his healing ring, and there's the Bat Swarm. He goes into the jabs as well, putting the damage into these guys. He's got one player down there continuing to jab combo. The second player going down, just way too much pressure, and the enemy players just cannot deal with it. Akinos just going to pop out of the mist there and go for a little bit of healing power, just staying very aggressive here, letting his hit points get really low. He's going to go for a few Honor of the Dead to heal back up, but he wants to keep the aggression down. These guys are very low HP, and Akinos just continuing to stay on top of this guy. There's the stun into the jabs to finish that guy off. He's still got the pulse from his other ultimate going, and he puts a lot of pressure into this other blue player. The blue player desperately holding block, trying to tank it out. Akinos taking pressure from the other blue players, jumping in as well, and he's just going to reset his combo on this guy again, hit him with the toppling charge, and then right back into the jabs. The enemy players scooping him with the wrecking blow, but just a little too late as Akinos finishes him off, and there we go. He's got 3 blue players in front of him. There's the smack from the ultimate, make that 2 blue players. This guy trying to hold block to tank it out. Akinos just staying on top of him, not even bothering with that other Templar going for the res. He wants to get this kill here, and he continues to chase this guy. Just reset his buffs as he goes around this corner here. Throw the dots down on this guy, and there's the toppling charge into the stun and into the jabs. And this guy's completely out of stam, and he goes down. And now Akinos has got just a few more blue players coming out of the keep to engage with him here. They start by dotting him up, and he uses the one pillar that he's kind of got here just to reset. And he sees that these guys got the res on the player that he just brought down. There is the stun into the jabs, and Akinos goes for the Bat Swarm. He knows he can pick this kill up here. There he picks up the kill off one of the players. 2 players, very low HP. Oh my gosh. 3 players down in that Bat Swarm. Look at this, 134 ultimate. He almost has the next Bat Swarm ready, and Akinos just setting the combos down on this poor Dragon Knight, and yeah, this guy doing his best to stay alive. Akinos actually missing the ultimate. The Dragon Knight just sidestepping it there, but he's keeping the pressure on top of this guy here, and the friendly red player just coming in to help Akinos finish off the very last target. Absolutely amazing stuff. That open field 1vx, really nice. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have got Impactor on his Stamina Sorcerer for our final fight here, and he is playing a really incredible build. He's playing a Stam Sorc pet build, so I hope that you guys enjoy this fight, because not only is it incredible, but it is very, very long, and right off the bat, Impactor showing us what the Stam Sorc can do with that big boy burst, bringing one of the opponents down there. He goes for the streak through these guys. The enemy players actually bringing down his pet. How dare they? He's going to stop this guy with the bash there. And Impactor is just going to set down his buffs again. He's going to re-go for the pet. Nobody bashes him while he gets the pet up there. Goes for the streak through these guys. And he's going to go for the roll back into the top here. Just getting trolled a little bit by that broken terrain. But Impactor makes it back up to the top here. And now the yellow players have to deal with the terrain themselves. And he's free to just kind of have a little bit of respite. Reset his buffs here. Gets the heavy attack around the corner. Really nice stuff just to set a little bit of incoming resource as he re-engages with these guys. And there we go. The Atronach comes down. He's got both pets out. Going for the Greatsword Executioner on this guy. The enemy players just healing him up in time. And Impactor's going to reset his Clan Fear again as he comes back around the corner here and engage with these guys here. The Necro sets down a big AoE. Impactor just kites his way back up to the top of this thing here and goes back into the cubby hole here. He wants to try to get a nice clean combo on somebody where his Atronach is on the ground. And there we see a nice stun off the Fear into the Executioner. And he just keeps pushing through these guys, bringing another yellow player down. A friendly blue player just coming into the fight there, but getting killed very quickly. And Impactor's just going to reset his buffs. He's fairly low on resource, but he's got the potion coming up soon. He's going to try to go for the combo there. The enemy player dodging Impactor's ultimate at trolley cast time. He's just going to work his way back up to the top here. This guy trying to go for the res. Impactor actually going for the heavy, setting the dots, and then bashing. Really nice timing on the stun in that combo. Just being patient and waiting for the guy to just kind of get in a position where he will not be able to come back from that combo. And Impactor just doing a really nice kill there, putting pressure into this guy in the field as the other yellow players put pressure on top of Impactor here. He wants to go for the ultimate there, but he cancels it himself, seeing the enemy player dodge. The enemy players also going for their Atronach as well. And this guy rezzing, oh my gosh, we can't be having any of that. Impactor taking a lot of damage here. He's almost got the potion up. He's very low on resource. And there we see he's just going to reset his pet again. and re-engage with these guys, trying to get those heavy attacks off. They res all the dead bodies here, but Impactor sets down his Atronach, another yellow player down to the Executioner there. And Impactor just keeping up the pressure on this group. The Atronach put in a nice amount of damage into this guy. He's trying to land the fear on him as well, and in the end, he doesn't need it. Just the damage is enough. The streak through the group, wow. That guy was squishy. He just gets melted, and Impactor lands the ultimate on this guy at the end of his dodge roll there. The enemy player responding with his resto ultimate, however, and Impactor just keeps the pressure up, and once that resto ult fades, that guy just melts like butter. The stamina sorcerer pet damage is real, and he just resets the pet again. This guy trying to go for the res. Impactor just getting the bash right at the last moment there and dotting this guy up. The pet going for the damage as well. Just look at the sustained pressure of this build. This enemy player just trying desperately to survive. Impactor able to just heal himself up again and just keep the damage on. There's the finish on that guy there. And the clip actually gets sped up a little bit here. I'm sorry, this wasn't me. This was the clip that he sent me. But in the fight here, he just fights two very tanky players and continues to keep the pressure up on them here. But he doesn't manage to close very many kills. I'm actually not really sure why he sped up a majority of this clip, because that was still like a good kill there. Straight up, Impactor, that was good stuff, man. And he's still tanking these guys out, staying on top of the bodies, preventing these guys from getting the res. There's the clean streak through. This guy trying to go for the res as well. And Impactor's got the Atronach down as well. He's got a lot of pressure on the field here. These guys just on spam res duty, doing their best to pick up the dead bodies. And eventually, more and more AD players pour in, and Impactor is unable to stick on the bodies to defend them here. So he just waits inside the tower. AD just being a little shy to engage. Impactor setting a nice combo there, streaking through the group, and he's going to work his way back up to the top of the tower here and just try to fight these guys on more favorable terrain. He doesn't want to take them all in one spot, and I totally understand that approach. And the AD players very shy to engage. Eventually, a single Nightblade wanders up here, and Impactor goes for nice big damage on him. The Nightblade, however, fairly tanky, and Impactor eventually pulls more and more AD players up to the top, and he just does a great job just kind of kiting them out, opening up good dots on this guy here, good streak through them again, and just trying to continue to set the combos here. That guy actually rolling off the edge and falling to his death. Impactor doing a great job kiting around in the top of this building here, just making those really nice tight drops, and eventually he drops down to the bottom here. A single yellow player follows, and Impactor's going to set down his ultimate, his pets, go for the pressure. It's this very tanky Nightblade from earlier, and Impactor has got him just kind of alone now, just trying to keep the pressure on this Nightblade. The enemy Nightblade not doing a lot of damage, just focusing on keeping himself alive, and Impactor's just focusing on putting the pressure down on this guy. Eventually, we've got more players engaging, and Impactor right away going for the target shift to the other Nightblade that's engaged here, because, well, the first one very, very tanky. He sets down the combo on this guy there, sets the dots down, the pet damage. Oh my gosh, man. That is so much damage. That poor guy just couldn't deal with it. And there we see a great stun off the fear. Another Nightblade coming out of stealth here, and Impactor just going for the dodge roll into the streak. Really good counterplay, and we've got more yellow players joining the fray. Impactor goes for the kite towards his Atronach and then streaks in towards the mile gate here. Really good just kite gameplay there, and one of the Nightblades staying hot on his tail here. Impactor just setting down the dots, going for the Atronach combo again. He sets the heavy attack down. The Executioners, this enemy Nightblade just doing his best to stay alive there, and Impactor just about getting the kill. Quickly going for the target shift to this Dragon Knight as he's very, very squishy, and Impactor unable to get the kill again as the enemy players heal up too fast, and he's very low on stamina here. He's just going to reset his heals and his buffs, his pets and everything, and go for the re-engage on these yellow. And look at them, they're so shy to fight Impactor. He's been absolutely ravaging this mile gate, so he just pushes right out on top of them. He goes for the dot up on this enemy player here. They go for their alt dump on top of Impactor. Impactor has all his heals going right now, so he's able to keep the pressure up. This enemy Nightblade just doing his best to kind of just stay alive and continue to heal himself. Now he's going to turn and try to fight Impactor. Impactor setting down his ultimate there. The Nightblade's resto ult is now out of duration, And there is a beautiful fear. The Executioner, the Nightblade is down. The other Nightblades just continuing to try to apply pressure here, but Impactor is just too strong. He's got too much healing power with the Surge, and he brings another yellow player down there, quickly throwing the ultimate down on the next yellow player into the fear. And now he's got just the last yellow player, but no, it's never over. More yellow players just riding by to engage here. The enemy Templar too late to save his friend, and now Impactor's going to work on this enemy Templar here, just quickly setting the dots down, resetting his pet as well. And the Templar just trying to purge off all those negative effects, but look at how much damage Impactor's putting out here. Just putting those stuns into him as well, keeping that Defile up with the shield. And the enemy Templar just doing a great job continuing to defend himself, really utilizing the Purge and the heal here. But Impactor right away going for that pressure, man. He sets down the Atronach as well. Lots of damage going into the Templar, and there's the fear. And he just doesn't have the stam after blocking so many attacks from Impactor. 10 out of 10 for the fight and the build. That was absolutely a treat. And finally, guys, for our bonus clip, we have got SixShort ESO returning to us with some more shenanigans. He told us that he was done with ESO, that he wouldn't be coming back, but nonetheless, we've got another trolley bridge fight. So I hope that you guys enjoy. Thank you guys so much for sending those clips in. A big shout out to everybody we featured in today's episode. We've got links to everybody's YouTube channels, etc. down in the description below, so be sure to check out these fine ESO content creators. If you guys are interested in any live stream stuff from me, or if you just want to come see some gameplay and chat, you can come check out my Twitch, a link down in the description below as well. We are sponsored by What the Fast. They're a VPN for gamers. They give me better ping to my favorite games, and they're free to try for the first month. No credit card to sign up, so if it doesn't give you what you're looking for, no harm, no foul. You can just uninstall it. And then last but not least, if you guys really love the show and you want to help support it, you can always become a patron on Patreon. Without you guys' help, I wouldn't be doing this job, so thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for helping out if you choose to do so. And as always, guys, I'll see you next time. Have a great night, everyone.